Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What did Uncle JD said? What did Uncle JD said? Didn't Uncle JD said that they will use what happened to Charlie Kirk in a way of retaliation? I said this shit. Nobody wanted to listen. Now they seeing the full brunt force of it. No introduction required. Y'all see the title of the video. All those retarded fucks cheering, celebrating, dancing on tables over Charlie Kirk's assassination. Look what's happening to them. All because they said the wrong shit. And and I have to say, once again, shout out to my sources on TikTok, because this is where most of the crying, bitching, and complaining is coming from. And boy, my sources, when they found out, they went into pure detail, understanding why they got fired, what was the result, and what did they do in order to put themselves in a position. Now let me go ahead and say this. Let me go ahead and say this shit again. There's a lot I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk about, and there are times I will agree on certain issues Charlie Kirk puts to the forefront. But let's be honest here. I don't give a fuck how much I don't like your ass. I'm not I'm not gonna condone your like getting took because of a disagreement, because difference of opinions and political views. And fuck no, I'm not gonna celebrate someone's death. That is inhumane. But apparently you had some of these libtards who took it way too far. And I don't mean just cheering, going as far as to making fun of Charlie Kirk's family, to being stupid enough to go on social media and try to promote and encourage political violence. Now those same retarded fucks are now standing in the unemployment line, and fuck no, Uncle JD don't feel bad at all. No, I don't. Then you got other libtards who did the shit, got fired, and now wants to blame everybody for the reason why they got fired. First off, have several seats, shut your retarded fuck asses up forever. No. Oh no. Oh no. You got your own self fired. No one told you to go on camera. No one told you to say what you said on camera. No one told you to post it on social media. All that, all you. And now it's you who have to face those consequences. And keep this shit in mind. And I know I'm talking more than showing the video here. But keep this in mind. This shit ain't nothing new. They got people who got fired from their jobs due to what they post on social media. In fact, this shit's been happening for the past decade. So no, this shit ain't nothing new. And it's nobody else's fault that they don't think before they post. In the end, they made a permanent decision based off their temporary feelings. I mean, like this right here. Breaking. Assistant Dean of Students at NTSU has been fired effectively immediately following vile comments celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And ain't it funny? As what Uncle JD also stated too. It's funny how people don't give a damn what other people go through, but these will be the same retarded fucks who want everybody to give a damn about what they go through. That shit is dumb. And now they sitting there wondering why nobody feel bad for them. I don't even feel bad for them. As that old saying goes, you make your bed hard, now you got to lay in it. But enough of me babbling. Shout out to the Poor Man Podcast. I'll leave the link to his full video in the comment section. Go check it out. But we're going to take a look at all this shit right here. Let's go.
Other one bites the dust. The cancellation of Democrats in progress. This is how the youth defeat them.
Fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my fucking job. Now I have nothing but this. I have nothing but this website. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. Ah! 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 Ah!
God. Oh my God, my ears. Damn, he's crying even louder than those women were crying after Trump won the election. But what did you expect would happen? What did they expect would happen? Shoot, I even getting words back home in the South that they got people getting people getting fired from their jobs left and right back home. And I'm like, first off, that's the South. And they should have known better. They should have known that some of their bosses are conservatives. And they finding out that their employees is saying such foul bullshit on social media about somebody's death. You think they're going to take that lightly? Fuck no. Let's continue.
No!
Concerned men with cherry biome Canadian anti
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
Oh
my God!
Yo, DC just canceled Gretchen Felker-Martin's Red Hood series at issue 1. No more issues are coming out. They're all canceled. Mrs. Grimley here thought that she could get away with mocking Charlie Kirk's death when his kids and his wife had to witness it. And, she was talking her shit on Blue Sky. She then got banned on Blue Sky. And the conservative comic community decided they weren't letting that shit slide. They retweeted that shit and they got thousands and thousands of views. Everybody was reporting on this, so the silent treatment wasn't going to work from DC. So they just canceled the whole series after issue 1. This was supposed to be an ongoing series lasting at least 20 issues. We ain't getting none of that. And thank God, this book had horrible reviews. Nobody liked it. It's so funny because if Charlie Kirk was still alive, you would still have your job. Him dying is what made you lose your job, which is absolutely pathetic because that's probably the least offensive thing she's ever done. This person defended 9/11. This person says she doesn't even view Israelis as civilians. This person has a grape fetish. This person also threatened to slit a woman's throat. All of that was way before she got this Red Hood series. But make no mistake, DC did not fire her because she's a bad person and they don't want people like this working for them. They fired her because people was on her ass and it was way too big to ignore. So if just one positive thing came out of Charlie Kirk's passing, it's that we don't gotta read this shit anymore. I wish we could get her reaction to this, bro, but we can't because she got banned off of Blue Sky.
Thousands of people have gone online celebrating the passing of Charlie Kirk, and many of them are now losing their jobs. Many of the people you've seen cheering on the passing of Charlie Kirk started with this man who just moments after Charlie Kirk was struck, right in front of him, was cheering on video that Charlie Kirk was hit.
And later reports indicate that that this piece of shit was a firefighter. Yep, he lost his job to the fire department doing some retarded fuck ass shit like this. Let's continue.
Then you have this woman who was a nurse going on TikTok celebrating the passing of Charlie Kirk, and now people have found out where she works and are talking to her employers. This man who wrote this entire statement here is actually in the military, and people have already alerted Pete Hegseth, who is essentially this man's boss, and will probably be trying to do something about it. You have another woman who is a second and third grade teacher's aide who was posting about that she wished she would have heard of another obituary talking about Donald Trump, but instead she would settle for Charlie Kirk. And this man, probably the most prominent person to be fired after their comments on Charlie Kirk, was Matthew Dowd, who was actually working at MSNBC and went on air saying some absolutely terrible things. But more...
Straight up. And out of all news outlets, MSNBC, a far left liberal news media outlet, ended up firing Matthew Dowd for his retarded fuck ass remarks. God damn it, you can't make this shit up. Well, he no longer works for MSNBC anymore. Dad always told me and my brother, never, ever let your mouth put you in a situation your ass can't get you out of. Somebody should have told Matthew Dowd that shit before he went on air and said what he said. Let's continue.
More of these videos are coming out, and more of these people are going to be losing their jobs.
Okay, little update on the captain who left this post right here. He's been fired. He's been relieved of his duties. I don't know what his duties were. He's under investigation, and I don't take any pleasure in saying that, number one. And number two, you guys stop DMing him. His account's gone. He went from public to private to deleted. You can't even find the account. Stop calling his command. Stop attacking this guy. Trust me, he's feeling the full weight of it now. He is, and so I'm just telling you, if you're on my page, if you love me, that means you love everybody. That's right, even the captain. Sir, I love you. All right, just sit down, calm down, call some friends, get your support network going. I'm being serious, you guys. I mean, that thing went all the way up. And we'll take any pleasure in that. 23 years in the Marine Corps, I never took pleasure in seeing somebody get in trouble. Not seriously, not one time. So, I do believe in accountability, but I feel bad at the same time, as weird as that may sound. But, we got to take our medicine. It's just what it is. We got to take our medicine. We can't be posting stuff like that. And I wish we would stop doing it. I got videos after this I'm going to do, and that's a big reason why I post the way that I do. A lot of people will just be like, oh, you're doing it for clicks and likes, or they call me a racist. One guy called me a white nationalist the day before yesterday. It's like, I don't even know what that is, dude. I want service members to learn that this shit ain't funny, it ain't cool. Careers are being ended. Matter of fact, drop a comment if you know of somebody who has lost their career over social media. And I don't like seeing service members get in trouble.
Oh, I know plenty. This is the reason why. And I'm going to be honest with all my supporters here. This is the reason why when I make videos, out of all people, you know where I go to for guidance? My boss. And yeah, there are many times my boss will pull me to the side and say, yo, I'm okay with this video, but there's some things you need to change up. And I'm like, okay, I'll change it up. And oftentimes he'll give me good advice too. This keeps me in good graces with my boss, as well as to keep my ass out of trouble. In fact, my boss is one of the many of my subscribers too. But some people, they don't even want their own job to know this shit. And that's what makes it even more difficult for them. They don't have that guidance. And when they do post things on social media and they go too far with it, they always find themselves in these fucked up situations, completely ass out. Let's continue.
Okay? And I just think there's these trends and this stuff with Charlie Kirk. And we're all in our feelings and emotions, and we just hit post. Dude, you're on active duty. You're going to lose 10 out of 10 times. That thing went all the way up today. But like I said, I don't take any pleasure in saying that. I don't. And, sir, I'm here for you. Seriously. You can call me up, cuss me out if you want. I love you. Love you. You know, and I hope that you're doing okay. You guys can say I'm fake for saying that, but listen, these are teachable moments, you guys. We can't post like that, and that's what it is, okay? So drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think.
Hi, my name is Quinn Wright, and I like going on the internet and finding...
Straight up. You ain't lying about that shit. You ain't lying about that shit neither. But when you go online celebrating the death of somebody, even if you don't like that person, if it goes to a point to where it crosses certain lines that should not be crossed, you are held liable. No, your boss don't give a damn if you don't like that person. The fact of the matter is, the person that got assassinated, he ain't working for your boss, you're working for him. And when you take shit too far, this type of shit happens. But wait, kids, there's more. Hold on. And shout out to Jesus Said, the host of the Coffee Pod as well. Link to his full video will also be in the comment section. Check it out. But yeah, Jesus Said also talked about this situation too. Let's hear it.
So it looks like the unemployment line is about to get considerably longer because there's just a lot of people that think it's okay to celebrate the death of an innocent man online. And you've seen this time and time again, and somehow you guys just don't learn that when you put disgusting things out there on the internet, it says a lot about who you are as a person, and people don't like to employ demonic psychopaths. So just a couple.
Facts.
We've got the Carolina Panthers fired communications coordinator, unemployed. We've got the assistant dean of students from Middle Tennessee State University. Clearly, you shouldn't be around students or human beings at all, so you're without a job. We've got a Meridian High School employee fired for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Again, nowhere near education or children or people, as a matter of fact. Maybe a straitjacket in a padded room.
Damn.
Executive assistant at University of Mississippi fired for comparing Charlie Kirk to the KKK. Again, someone employed in education.
And he's in the South. He should have known better. And out of all states, Mississippi, one of the many conservative strongholds. Again, he should have known better. Let's continue.
Yeah, it doesn't know anything about the KKK or Charlie Kirk, so it's a good thing you're no longer employed there.
So the Carolina Panthers just fired their communications coordinator after he mocked the assassination of Charlie Kirk on his social media. His name is Charlie Rock. And hours after Kirk was killed, he allegedly posted a message that read, "Why are y'all sad? Your man said it was worth it." Along with a photo of Charlie Kirk and even a Wu-Tang Clan song named Protect Your Neck.
Whoa, that's crazy. People are losing their jobs over this whole situation. And what's interesting here is it's not like, like when we usually see this type of situation, you have a bunch of people who are trying to like call a person's job and get them fired. There's a bit of that too. I have a few videos here.
Yep.
But what I'm seeing that's hitting the spotlight are people who are losing their jobs because they are in big companies who just don't want to be associated with insensitive social media posts in relation to the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk. And in this situation, it's Carolina Panthers communications coordinator.
About that. Someone in a high-profile position in the NFL openly mocking the death of a man who was just assassinated. That's not free speech. That's cruelty, and it crossed a line. As you can see, this situation has been revealing a lot about people. Now, the Panthers quickly released a statement saying they do not condone violence of any kind and that Rock was no longer employed with the team. And honestly, that's the right call. Because if we're going to move forward as a country, there has to be accountability when people celebrate or mock violence. This isn't about politics anymore. It's about basic humanity. Now, we can disagree on politics all day long, but celebrating violence, that's where the line gets drawn. And it looks like the Panthers drew it. Have a great day, Patriots.
Left been a fly on the wall in the HR offices today of the multiple amount of nurses that I saw yesterday mocking the death of Charlie Kirk.
Sure, all the nurses yesterday that mocked the death of Charlie Kirk didn't have the best conversation today with their HR. No, shoot, these businesses, especially if these businesses are high-profile businesses, they're not playing around with this shit. People are getting fired left and right due to their heartless, sick ass videos celebrating another person's death like Charlie Kirk. They ain't playing around with that shit. And even I know this shit. I know the deal. Now they on social media want to blame everybody else for their fucked up decision. Now they care about free speech. But wait a second. Charlie Kirk died over his free speech, even though I don't agree with the majority of it. And y'all are sitting there celebrating. Now y'all the same ones crying about y'all freedom of speech being violated. And again, you don't give a damn what others go through, while at the same time, y'all expect for everybody to give a damn what they go through. That shit is dumb. Let's continue.
I'm sure their conversations with HR this morning didn't go quite the way they saw that whole scenario playing out. You know, as a nurse, I'm not a nurse, I'm saying, you've worked so hard to get there. Countless nights of studies and lack of sleep and loss of sleep and family time and sweat and tears that you put in to become that nurse, to care for everybody. It's an oath you take, you know. To let that all crumble from one stupid thing that you do on this app, which is mock the death of somebody. Well, I hear McDonald's and Taco Bell and Burger King and Wendy's are hiring. So maybe you can find a job there.
And yet, some can sit there and say that people are snitching them out to their bosses. But also keep this in mind as well. Do they really think their employer don't even know that they have a social media account? Do they really think that? Yep. In case people don't know, some employers will know that you have a social media account, and some will take the time to see what you post. Think before you post. Wasn't that the slogan? Now you seeing this shit happen. Let's continue.
Joe was fired from MSNBC for saying this about Charlie Kirk.
So this is another guy who got fired from MSNBC.
He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
You have one person that was killed for freedom of speech. and now you have someone that's fired from their job for freedom of speech. Matthew is not the only person that feels this way about.
Wait. How is that the same thing? Can someone please confirm with me in the comment section down below how that's the same thing?
It is.
Kirk and a lot of comments.
It isn't the same thing. One person lost their life over their freedom of speech because somebody didn't like his political views. Another got fired for his freedom of speech because he decided to mock their death. No, it's not the same thing. And it's always funny how these same retarded folks that got fired from their job, now all of a sudden it's their freedom of speech. What they say on social media, you have your freedom of speech. You can say wherever you want, but you're not free of the consequences. Watch what the fuck you say. Especially if you're on social media cheering, celebrating somebody's death like you're some sick ass fuck on social media, but also insulting the family of the victim, as well as promoting political violence. Now look what's happening. You got a whole lot of people leaving the Democratic Party due to some of their members' ill attitudes and remarks. And as I say before, and they can't say Uncle JD didn't warn them. What did I say was going to happen? They will use Charlie Kirk's death as a way of retaliation. And as far as I've been seeing, guess what's happening? Look what's happening. And what's more, that dumbass shooter made Charlie Kirk a martyr for the right-wing conservatives. And you hear this shit. Or check this out. One retarded fuck out there in Idaho decided that it would be a great idea to get on a Lime e-bike and go and agitate people out there holding a candlelight vigil for Charlie Kirk, going around fucking with people. In the end, he ended up fucking around and finding out when they knocked his ass off that scooter and started beating his ass right there in the middle of the street. And for what? Because he can't stand, because he believes just because he doesn't like Charlie Kirk, that means everybody shouldn't like him. And if anyone that disagrees with him, he feels the need to go out there and start messing with them. In the end, he fucked around and found out. Let's continue.
That he made, but because of his role at MSNBC, he can't share his personal opinion on camera because then they're going to take it as this is the opinion of the network.
Of course.
At the end of the day, it's a job and they can let you go at any time.
Right.
Charlie Kirk was most likely murdered by someone who disagreed with his opinion because, as we all know, he has strong opinions about gun laws in America, civil rights, and so much more. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think Matthew deserved to be fired from MSNBC for sharing his personal opinion?
Yes. And no. As I tell these retired folks, there's a big difference between giving out an opinion and just throwing out insults. They should have known better. Let's continue.
It's not about what he deserved. It was an irresponsible move on his part. There are just certain things that you should know. And guys, you know this. If you've ever worked at any job where you have to wear a uniform, if you know you're going to do something questionable, let's say you got out of character and you want to fight somebody, you wouldn't plan to show up right after work in your FedEx uniform and get into a fist fight on camera, right? It's kind of like the same thing. Maybe he just got too emotional and too carried away. That was huge. This commenter here says, so they fired him for telling the truth? Right. This commenter here says, they're trying to take our freedom of speech away. What? How were you able to comment this when this man got deleted for his freedom of speech? Another person who says, he didn't lie. Why did he get fired? Another person who says, hateful words lead to hateful actions. Another person here added, he didn't say anything disparaging. He spoke facts. Somebody else here added, why fire him? He's stating what he did. Another person who says he got fired for stating facts.
To everybody who's losing their job.
Got fired for stating facts? No, he got fired because he didn't watch what he said on live TV. So all y'all retarded fucks saying that shit need to have several seats and shut the fuck up forever. Let's continue. Yeah, it's only freedom of speech. Yeah, it's only freedom of speech when it's the ones that they agree with. But when it's the opposing side, they need to be murdered. Fuck out of here. Let's continue.
Right now for making fun of Charlie Kirk, you deserve it. I don't feel bad for you.
So there's I guess there's a dean that got fired. The caption on this post reads, breaking assistant dean of students at MTSU, that's Middle Tennessee State University, has been fired effective immediately following vile comments celebrating Charlie's death. Let's talk about the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. Article with a little bit about it says a dean at Tennessee University was fired over social media posts saying she has zero sympathy for slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The move concerning the horrific and tragic murder of Kirk. So he goes on to say the school is about 40 miles south of downtown Nashville, according to information from the university, the website. And so
another southern state.
Laura Soch Lightsey, who joined MTSU family in June 2004. Wow. Laura has over 2.
And yet it's another southern state. You think those southerners are playing around with y'all people making these type of remarks? Especially if the vast majority of southern states are mostly Republican leaning? I don't think so. Let's continue.
Decades of experience in student development. Well, that makes a lot of sense. She's been developing the very students who are obviously applauding that act.
We got 3 more people who were terminated from their place of employment because they thought it would be funny to come on here and joke, mock, and make fun of Charlie Kirk being unalived. For all of you guys who don't know, I go around finding these disgusting people. I find out everything that I can about them, and then I email their companies and let them know what their employees are doing online. So we got Liam from Ohio. He worked in retail. Yeah, he's been terminated. And we got Carissa in Delaware, who worked in hospitality. She was also fired today. And then we got Angelique from Texas, who worked in cosmetics and beauty. She was fired today as well. Actually, the company that fired Angelique posted a video letting everybody know that she was fired. As you guys can see, I'm really worn down. I'm exhausted. Doing all this is actually really hard and everything like that. And I know I'm getting a lot of people saying they want to help, they want to help, they want to help. But my thing is I can't trust everyone to actually do the right thing. I can't trust that people are only going to do what I am doing. Because I am not out there going and threatening these people. I'm not going out and threatening the companies that they work for. I'm not review bombing these companies. Nothing of that nature. All I am simply doing is getting these videos or these messages and I'm sending them to these people's employer.
I don't know if I agree with this. I don't think this is right. I don't think this is right. And here's why.
Yeah. I wouldn't even go that far neither. Nope, I wouldn't go that far neither. The least thing I would do is just send out an email and that's it.
There are so many people, man. And this is what I really believe, guys. As much as I am very much against the people who are like celebrating this, there's so many people who actually don't truly believe in even what they're doing. And a lot of young people who I've seen who are just like, oh, what's cool to do? Okay, twerk and dance to this guy who just died. And they truly do not understand. Now, maybe he's finding specific people who are like very dangerous. Maybe they're saying they want more of this to happen. I've seen people actually say that. I've seen people actually call out other conservative public figures and say, is this person next? Is that person next? Maybe he's being responsible. I definitely do understand and respect the fact that he's careful because, yeah, I wouldn't trust people to go out here and ruin other people's lives because then it's just the exact same thing. I think some people are going to look back and they're going to be embarrassed about some of the videos that they put out there, the dancing, the twerking, the celebrating over somebody's death. Maybe they'll go through a death in their own lives because we all die and we all have death. I may die tomorrow. I may die. Life is just so fragile and it's painful. And so I would hope that if this is done, then it's to people who he may be afraid are trying to encourage more of this.
And after that, how their employer...
But I want to be clear, I'm not with the calling jobs and doxing people. I'm just not with that.
handles it?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. In fact, you shouldn't be doxing. You should be doing no form of doxing. Now, the line gets crossed. Now, the line does get crossed when they're doing this and they also encouraging this type of actions. That is understandable. But just calling people, no, I can't be with that. I can't get with that. Let's continue.
Is on that. So I'm not going to bring anybody in to work with me. However, I'll give you guys a little something. Here's one, and here's another one. And I'm going to say this, and I cannot say it loud enough. Do not go over there threatening to unalive anybody. Do not go over there threatening of anything at all.
Right.
Find out their employers. You can email their employers. You can report their accounts. That is it. Depending on how these two situations are handled is going to let me know if I can bring anybody in to help work with me. But for Liam, Carissa, and Angelique, you got what you deserved.
This lady here says freedom of speech is right, followed by freedom from consequences is not. Another person says Carolina. Panthers just fired Charlie Rock. Somebody else who says doing good work, brother. Another person who says keep up the good work, boss. And I think we'll see more of this. I think more people are going to be getting fired. I mean, I'm looking right now. I'm trying to see if I see anything else. Literally right now, as I'm talking about this, here's another person, yet another person who just got fired. Check it out.
Okay, little update on the captain who left.
Well, we already went through this one, so we're gonna skip it. Yeah, let's continue with the next
post that people were making on social media. A part of me wondered, are these people not concerned about what their own employees may think? I mean, if you work for yourself, it's a lot different. And I feel very blessed to be able to do that myself. And I never take it for granted. And it allows me to be able to speak my mind. But at the end of the day, it comes with its own consequences, right? You speak your mind and you might put a target on your back. But it is what it is. Never cow.
Straight up. And you and fellas, you'd be surprised that some of these jobs, you got to be professional both on and off the site, on and off the work building. You got people fired from the jobs. You got people getting fired from schools. You got military personnel getting let go because of their remarks, because of their stupid remarks. Shoot, you even had one man who worked for the Secret Service lost his job over his remarks. And when I read that story, I'm like, God damn. So the same Secret Service that is supposed to be protecting the president, Donald Trump, saying this type of shit while Donald Trump is his boss. Damn, this dude got balls. But as I've been told, most of these people getting fired was because of what they said. It's one thing to disagree with someone's political views. I mean, that's one thing. It's another story completely. If you're on video celebrating somebody's death, not just that, but not only you celebrating their death, insulting the victims of the family, and promoting such violent acts, that is another. And now those same people, now those same people that thought it was okay to do it is now the same people crying for reason. The same people that don't give a damn about one person's freedom of speech are now the same group of people who wants everybody to care about their freedom of speech. I guess it's only okay. I guess it's only okay when the far left does it. But nevertheless, I said what I had to say. Again, shout out to the Poor Man's Podcast and Jesus Ed, the host of the Coffee Pod. If y'all want to watch their full videos in its entirety, I'll leave the link to both videos in the comments section. Go check it out. Tell them JD Miles sent you. But that's all I got for tonight. I'm done. Think before you post, because your actions do have consequences and repercussions. And I'm out this bitch. Later.